So welcome everybody. It's July 18th, 2020, and we're here for the tutorial. We have 7 performers playing viola, violin, and piano. I have a couple things I wanted to share with you. I found a quote from Johannes Brahms. He said, "I tell my piano the things I want to tell you." Let's think about that when we're performing our pieces. What do we want to tell our audience? The second thing was just to think about this in the back of your mind. The interactive exercise I'd like to do today is while someone's performing, I want to use our artistic listening skills. So if we're really, really impressed, like a technical flourish or something that really sounding brilliant technically, we can do sort of something like this. And then if we are feeling something in our heart, something like, "Oh, I'm really feeling touched by that," we could touch our heart. We could go like this or bow our head. Something like this. Many times people look like they're falling asleep in classical music concerts, but oftentimes they're not. They're being touched in a place very deep inside themselves. I read a story that was presented to a conservatory, and that's what happened to one of the people in the audience. And when he bowed his head, his wife thought he was sleeping, but he was reliving a wartime experience where he was ejected out of a plane and survived. So never think people are just dozing off in those concerts. Many important things are happening then. Next, I'd like to quote a colleague of mine. His name's Andrew Sturman. He went to Eastman, at the Eastman School of Music, as I did, and it has to do with his philosophy of teaching. And I love these words. I'll share them with you briefly. He says, "Our opportunity as musicians is to uncover within ourselves the truths we have to hear. If we go deeply enough, our personal truths will become universal, and we will have the chance to take listeners on their own journey as we take ours." That's how music works all around the world. From this point of view, audiences will always be there for us because every human has the need to uncover the deeply personal. Since not everyone can take the time or has the inclination to become an artist, our role is to function for ourselves and for many others as well. If we do this with integrity and skill, we will transform ourselves and be of deep service to the world we live in. That's the power within music, the reason why we discuss the details of playing with so much excitement and passion. He says, "If I were to have a teaching motto, it would be, everything is easy. The only hard thing is getting to the point where everything is easy." I love that. And lastly, the art of listening. I'm not going to quote the whole thing this time, don't worry. But the final line is, "A true musician listens to the still inner voice." And today, I'm inviting you all to show us what you're hearing when you're excited about a passage or touched by something you hear. Today, we're going to start with little Cara on piano. She has 2 pieces. And let's do the dance song first. I was very touched when I heard this yesterday, so on Thursday. So I'm excited to hear what happens today when she plays it, because each time it's a little bit different. Is Cara ready? Could you please play that again and bring it a little slower? It started out at a great tempo and then you sped up. Can you just sit with us and yeah, just take a few deep breaths and calm down a little bit and play it just a little bit slower, like you did on Thursday maybe? Okay. Oh, no, not that slow. Bum, 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 bum. Great, thank you. And next we have the frog chorus.
Now, in the room, Benita just played the violin. And also, I'm also gonna play and sing the words.
Oh, you're gonna sing, you're gonna tell us the words first or do it at the same time?
Lily pads, froggies at Quinn.
Let's have you come closer to the camera so we can hear the words to the song. If you can bring the book over.
Yeah, now
try book song, try book song without looking. Right, try to sing it without looking. Right, without looking, right, Mommy?
You can read it while you say it.
It's the same reading. With the lily pads, froggies at Quinn. Join the chorus to greet a new day. Young frogs sing high and the old frogs boom low. I'll join the chorus, their goodwill to show.
Great, thank you. Let's hear you play your frog chorus. All right, thank you. Yay. All right, and next we have Jared and Oman.
And the last one, which is the best one, is Abby.
Is she playing another one today? Okay.
Can you hear me okay?
Okay, Jared, you want to introduce yourself and what you're playing?
Hi everyone, my name is Jared. I was Stephanie's student.
It sounded really soft. Can anybody else hear him?
How's this? Can you hear me now?
I can. Did you change anything or it was me?
No, I changed it so it's the computer microphone now, and when I play, I'll put on a different microphone so it's better.
Great. Do a quick chord, a forte.
Well, I have to put the other one in. Hold on one sec.
Oh, okay, got it. You've already tested it. All right. Okay. I'm going to turn my volume up a touch.
Was that okay?
Yes, yes, it is. Thank you.
Sure. So I was Stephanie's student back in high school, and we've stayed in touch, and I'm really happy to join you here from Oman, where I'm a refugee in the meantime. And I'm playing something that I studied with Ms. Quinn back in the 90s, which is Mozart Fantasia in D minor. I don't think I finished it back then. I don't remember the last part.
You probably didn't.
Yeah. Today we'll finish it.
Yay.
Ready?
Yeah, I got my iPad going. I got my pen charged. I love this because it's really great. beautiful. That was just gorgeous.
Thank you so much.
That was really, really nice. You know that ending in my edition where it says the sostenuto or the last 1, 2, 3, 4, last 8 or so bars, you know, kind of wraps it all up there. I had read that wasn't even in the original.
Really?
Yeah. It may have been an unfinished fantasy. I'm not sure.
So where did it end? Just at the...
Yes, believe it or not, on the piano chord. Strange, huh? So
this is a serious disjointed piece. So
I love the ending. I mean, I love the ending that they put, that whoever it is that put on there. Great. You know, so a fantasy, what is a fantasy? You know, fantasy can be a dreamlike thing, but it's also related to the word fantastic. And the way you played those runs, those really fast runs, they were just fantastic.
Thank you.
Yes, and I like the using the pedal, like we were talking about before, not through the whole thing. I think it's very effective then. The pianos at that time of Mozart were not like the pianos of today. So we really do try to play his music as he heard it in his head. And it's unlikely that he would hear something in his head that didn't exist, you know, on an instrument that did not exist at that time. I think something that would help this piece a little bit would be, and that opening is very, very dreamy. I mean, that really made me feel like it was almost like a pastel Monet type of painting. That's what came to mind when I was hearing that. It certainly was surprised to see what was going to come next, which I think is what we want in a fantasy. When I'm working on a fantasy type of a piece, I often try to take kind of an improvisational approach to it, which I feel that you did. With each section, it was...
Every time it sounds different.
Well, yes. There, into the adagio, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The 8th measure, bum, 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 bum. I would make that last one a lot shorter and softer.
Yeah.
There was a little boop, huh?
Yeah. Okay.
And then after that, 1, 2, 3, 4 bars later, ba-ba-dum, 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 ba-bum, ba-ba-dum. Does your part have the word agitato there?
No.
Well, mine does. And I'd like to hear you play it starting at bum, bum, you know, with the E's. And when you get to the agitato, try to get it more agitated sounding. You know,
So the semiquavers, is that whole part is the 16th notes is all agitato?
it's agitato. So if it's not faster, it needs to feel faster. There needs to be that sense of, you know, this sort of a feeling with that.
I can do that.
I'm sure you can. This is the type of music to play during a lockdown or a pandemic.
All right, so the forte with the repeated E's.
Right, and I love what you're doing with your legato thirds. Your legato thirds are really coming forward and really driving that. So the agitato goes from the right hand for the first 3 bars to the left hand, picks it up, you know, with those connected thirds. So can we try it at the top, at the E's, with the repeated E's?
Sure, let me just plug in.
Yeah. Okay, good, very good. Do it without any rubato at all. With no rubato, no slowing down, just pa, 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 pa. If you have to take it a few notches faster, it's okay. But I think it'll sound better if you're really, really strict on that tempo. Don't try to place any notes or be, romantic about it. Let's try that and see how it sounds. See, because I'd like to drive the piece forward a little bit more, and I think it'll work if you do that. Same place? So, any feedbacks from everybody else? Does anybody else feel the difference or hear a difference in that? I'm opening this up to anybody else who'd like to make a comment. Maybe everybody's muted. I like that better. I like that better. See if you can do the A and the G sharp. I'm trying to put the ba 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 almost like a grace note feeling. Can we start right there to pick up to that? Okay, good. Make the B natural. Separate the B natural. Ba 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 ba. Yeah. Yeah. That feels a little more agitated for me. Thanks. And then at the tempo 1, it's the second time that we have the more lyrical section. I loved what you were doing with that. I thought everything else was really, really good. The pause before the allegretto, we're getting to the ending of it, where we're going to the 2/4 time and going to D major. That could be a longer pause there.
Okay.
I think so. And then when you started the allegretto, I'm not sure if you're doing that at 100 on the metronome, but it sounded a little bit too slow, maybe on your piano.
No. I marked 100 and I practiced it at 100, and then actually in like the last 2 days, I backed off of it and I thought it sounded a little better, a little slower. But I did have, you can see here, I have 100. Well, actually, I have 100 marked in there, and that's what I had initially did it. But then I thought it felt a little fast, so I backed off a little bit.
Yeah. You want to try it at 100? Start with the run right before the key change, and then a good long pause, and then let's take that section just a little bit closer to 100. And after the repeat sign, you may have 3 bars afterwards of sforzando.
After the repeat sign.
After the first repeat sign, yeah. 3 bars after. Do you have a sforzando?
On the allegretto?
Yes. After the second repeat sign.
I don't see any sforzandos.
Okay, don't worry about it. All right, let's do the pause, and we're almost done. Let's do the run up a really good, well-timed pause, and then, taking a breath, yum, bum, 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 yum, bum, bum, So like everything's all fine. We had all that scary stuff in the fantasy, but now everything's starting to sort itself out.
Okay.
That kind of feeling, and we just take the first 16 bars or so up until the second ending and stop there. Okay. All right. All right, good. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fifth bar in. Those 4 eighth notes. Can you make those a lot lighter?
Yeah.
A little less weight on the keys. So let's do those 8 bars, and then we'll call it a wrap on this one. You're doing great on this piece. I love the direction that you're taking with it. So those repeated notes, much lighter. Much lighter. So just the 8 bars, no repeat, okay? All right. All right, good. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right, you're welcome. And then we have our guests today. My colleague, Jan Daughtery, is a fantastic viola. She's in my quartet. And she is out of town this weekend, and she has 3 students in one family who are going to come and be our guest performers. And when other people, other teachers, students come and play, I don't make any criticisms, only a positive affirmation and, encouraging performance and so forth. So I'll be listening carefully to hear what you're bringing up. And we have first, Hava. Would you like to announce your piece?
Hotel Aunt Rhody.
Hotel Aunt Rhody. All right. Ready? Wow. Buddy. How old are you, Hava?
9.
Boy, you get a big sound out of your viola. My goodness. Are you practicing a lot these days? Good job. Wonderful. Let me hear your sister. Your sister Isabella is playing the Minuet number 1 by Bach, right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
A little bit. There you go.
That's beautiful. Jan's using a different bowing than I teach. And I want to make a comment just for my students. Sometimes we talk about and then. And you gave that to us a number of times. And you used your bowing to do it too. Can you do the first two lines again?
Turn the sideways just a little bit.
So what I heard was this. And then it was so beautiful. Could you play those first two lines again? Because it's a great example of what I've been working with my students. Yay, good. I love taking that third beat and just really pushing it right into the downbeat. Thank you very much. I'm so glad you came to play. You want to come back again? I'd love to have you. And I'm hoping one day that Jan will come and she can work with her students right here in our class. Thank you. Now we have Aliciana, and she's playing the Gavotte by Lully. Hi, Leah. Hi, Aliciana.
Hey.
Nice to meet you. That was pretty yummy. What I loved about this, I heard the different characters. I could feel the different moods. It was almost like different people came in and jumped in and said, well, here, I got something to say about that. I loved your contrast between these characters in your piece. Thank you. And next we have Nate and Mason. These two are brothers. These are debut. These are first time they've performed on this in the class. I'm pretty sure I'm right about that. So when we do the Zoom classes, if someone is performing for the first time, I don't say anything about corrections the first time. It's really just an opportunity to see what it feels like to play in front of a room of beating hearts, except we don't quite have that here with the pandemic and so forth, but potentially by putting these on YouTube, you may have a worldwide possibility of beating hearts out there. So let's do as Brahms said. Tell your violin the things you want to tell others. So Nate's going to play number 9 first.
Hi, my name is Nate, and I'm going to be playing Perpetual Motion.
And how about the doubles? Nate?
Yeah.
Before you start, move your bow towards the tip about 2.5 inches. All right, great, thanks. Wow, thank you, Nate. Nate, are you in the mood for me to work with you a little bit on this? I know I just said I wasn't.
Yeah, that's fine.
You're okay? All right, good. Excuse me. That was really good. I loved hearing you play that, and it sounded, we were working together on this yesterday, and I like your tone better today. I don't know what you did, but it sounded really good today. And I loved it when you did the doubles, and you were at the end of the line too, and I could tell you were starting to get, it was almost ready for a train wreck, and you checked yourself and you slowed down just a little bit at the end of the second line, just before when you get soft there. And I thought that was wonderful. That's what we have to do when we're performing, because sometimes we go into the feeling state of things, and things can run away from us a little bit. So it's good if we can if we can be aware of that and catch it. What I feel when I play this one, like let's say in the end of the A section, okay, I'm going to do a little flourish, but I want to let you know how I feel before we go to the B section, like this. So did you hear the little flourish?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I feel when we're in the lower range, and then we go all of a sudden up to the highest note that we have in the piece. It's the first time it happens in this piece. So how can we do that without rewriting the music? We could do something like this. 2 bars before, bar 3 in the Perpetual. Do you see what I did?
Yeah.
Let's see if we can do it. Like you're taking a little bit of a breath and placing the high A. Want to try it?
Sure.
We've never done anything like this before. Let's see what happens.
Where do I start? At the beginning?
I think let's just start one measure before B, the B section, measure 4. Almost. Let's do just the last 4 bars. I'll do it first, and then you can copy me, okay?
Okay.
All right. It's just going to be 5 notes. Pretty good. Relax the hand before you go to the E string. And you can lift the violin a little like this. Watch. Okay, listen to the speed of it. Yeah, we're getting it.
Wait, do you want me to play that? What you just played?
Yeah. Can you make it really beautiful? Better? Good. Now those same notes. Okay, and then the measure before. There, we're starting to get it. Very good. You want to do it again?
Sure.
Good. Now let's do the whole, let's do the A and the B section only. And see if you can bring that in. So I'll play it first, starting on measure 3. Good. Now we're going to go from the beginning.
Okay.
And we'll do the A section and the B section. So we'll end it on measure 8. Yeah, keep going. Keep going. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, yay. And now we have Mason. Mason, woo! Mason, do you have your violin tuned?
Yes, I do.
Awesome. Before you play, I just want to ask everybody, did you all have a chance to create your settings so your Zoom experience is good?
I did not. I'm sorry.
You know, it's sounding really good today.
Good.
Oh, Mom didn't like that.
But I don't know if it's because I changed my settings or if it's because everybody else does. I don't really understand at all how all this works. Okay. So Mason has been playing this piece on his own for a while, and I had a little surprise at his lesson yesterday, and he played it for me for the first time. Do you want to tell us? And I loved hearing it, so I invited him to come, and we haven't really worked on this too much. I gave him a few little tips, but do you want to talk about the piece and what it means to you? Can you tell us a little bit about that, Mason?
I don't really know. 10,000 reasons.
10,000 reasons. Okay. favorite parts, it's a 3-verse piece. My favorite parts when you were going, then these 3 notes always got me. Those are the part that it was when you played those 3 notes. I don't know what the words to the song. Do you know what the words are to that? On those 3 words, do you happen to know what they are?
I don't, but my sister does.
Well, Madeline, what are the words to those 3 notes?
What? There's the Lord, oh my soul.
Oh, my soul.
Oh my
Do you think about the words to it when you play, or are you connecting, Mason, to this through just this pitches and the sound and the music that was written?
Kind of both.
Both. It's a good combination.
Really on here, so.
I love playing pieces that have words to them. So next time we meet, I was going to play a rock song today, but I'm not quite up to tempo on it. And if y'all want to look at the lyrics, maybe everybody can sing when I play it. It's a song called "Don't Go Breaking My Heart." And Elton John made this a big hit. So maybe if y'all want to find the lyrics online, "Don't Go Breaking My Heart."
Yeah.
And then you can sing along with it. And nobody's going to hear you. I mean, I'll just play, but you could just have fun with it. It's a fun song. It's just kind of fast. I don't have it quite up to tempo yet for you today. And I want to thank you all for coming. I'm really excited to see you all and enjoyed your performances. Thank you, Abigail, for coming. I didn't expect you to come till later. Thank you for coming. And Wayne, I see Wayne's there. I don't see him, but here's a wave to Wayne in Chicago. So, does anybody have any questions or comments or anything that they'd like to talk about? Okay, so I think we'll close out our class. Thank you all.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Good to see you all. Thank you for coming.